Okay, so this is Group Three's presentation on Costco expanding into Brazil. So this was created and presented by, I guess we'll all introduce ourselves. I'm Lisa Schimmelfennig.
Jordan Her.
Oh, Jessica.
Jessica Luna.
Journey Martinez.
Marcos Mota.
Esmeralda Rangel.
All right. All right, so as you can see, Price Club was Costco. It began as Price Club in 1976. It's owned by Jim Seingel and in San Diego, California. And it was a Price Club was a members only wholesale business retailer that sold items in bulk at the cheaper retail cost. It very quickly blew up, and Jim Seingel had a few warehouses within just a few short years. So I have a quick little timeline here. In 1976, Price Club came about. In 1983, so Jeff Brotman, he's an entrepreneur from Seattle, Washington, was told about Price Club from his businessman father. He had to go find out more about this business, so he made his way down to San Diego and met with Jim Seingel in person. He convinced Seingel to create a new brand with a Price Club idea, and in 1983, the very first Costco opened in Seattle, although at that time it was Price Costco. It wasn't until 1993 that it became Costco Wholesale. And then, of course, we can't forget about the hot dogs. So in 1985, that's when the Costco hot dogs and the soda cart opened. And then in just 2 years' time, Costco blew up enough to where they went international and they opened their first warehouse in Canada. And then in 1993 is when Price Club and Costco merged and they became Costco. Actually, Price Costco is what it turned into. And then, so I'm going to show you some financial slides here in a second, but by the end of this year, they're going to have 873 warehouses worldwide. So here we have the annual reports that are posted on Costco's website. So the earliest one that they have online is from 1998, but as you can see, it shows sales in the millions starting from 1989. So we get almost a full picture, but you can, as you can see, the growth rate throughout the years. And then, so then that's where it started then. And then as you can see on the bottom chart is now. So the last report that they have online was for 2022. So this is the last financial document I could find online. But these are sales in the millions. So that's how much they have grown. So it's kind of neat because in each country that the Costco has opened up, because of the different values and cultures and likes and whatnot, each country kind of specializes in different items. So I posted just a few just to share on here. So in Canada, their unique items are Balderson cheese, organic dark chocolate, coconut cups. I'm not going to read all of them just because some of them I'm going to butcher how to say it and I'm not going to embarrass myself. And then Mexico, They have, or sorry, on the first one, it says, it shows that they have 107 warehouses in Canada. In Mexico, they have 40 warehouses. And then you can see the unique items that they sell there. And then in Sweden, they have one warehouse. France, they have 2 warehouses. Mainland China, they have 4. Japan, they have 32. And then South Korea, they have 18. Australia, they have 15. In Spain, they have 4. And there's more, but I just wasn't going to post them all. So Costco has obviously done very well in the countries that they have entered, but one country stands to prove that they would be able to hold up against competition. And that place is Brazil. So I'm passing on to my next group member.
I will be doing the country level analysis for Brazil. The first topic I will be speaking on is the political, economic, and legal system currently in place in Brazil. The political system in Brazil is quite similar to what we have here in the US. They also have a presidential and federal system type of government. They consist of 3 branches, which is the executive, legislative, and judicial. Their cases are divided to properly fit each corresponding jurisdiction, such as labor, electoral, military, constitutional, and non-constitutional. Throughout the years, Brazil's progress has been slow to continuous corruption, thus having a weak central state that has led its political leaders to easily fall to the influence of bribery. The current economic system is slowly on the rise. Their GDP has expanded 2.9% in 2023, and it's been driven by robust private consumption, supported by a strong labor market and fiscal stimulus to social transfers, and by favorable external environment benefiting exports. In 2024, GDP is expected to grow by 1.7%, driven by the delayed effects of monetary tightening and a lower carryover effect for the year. Inflation will gradually converge towards 3.5% by 2025, slightly above the central bank's target of 3%, but allowing for a gradual easing of monetary policy and contributing to a recovery of growth in 2025 by 2.2%. The current legal system in Brazil is a civil law country, and its legal system comes from Roman law. Currently, Brazil is undergoing numerous changes to its legal system in order to benefit locals and for businesses looking to expand to Brazil, such like Costco. Next. Here I have a data map, well, a data graph including what the benefit is of having simultaneously a strong rule of law and the benefits that it can have on the economy. So the data here is from 2022's World Justice Project. So the index measures the rule of law for countries such as judiciary, police, contract enforcement, and more. The GDP per capita is located on the left. And on the bottom, we have 2020 through 2021's WJP Rule of Law Index score for Brazil. So as we can see, throughout 2020 and 2021, it has continuously continued to rise, which is obviously a really good indicator for Costco in a potential expansion to Brazil. Next. The current social culture in Brazil, it's still very much a traditional outlook as far as men and women. In urban areas of Brazil, men and women are more likely to share the same decisions making in families, whereas in rural areas, Brazilian society is generally patriarchal. Dominated by the Portuguese culture, Brazil acquired their language, religion, and customs. Brazilians are used to doing business with individuals, not companies. Therefore, engaging in small talk and interests such as Brazil's norms and values can help build positive relationships with business partners. As a result of commercial and cultural imports from Europe and North America, critics have argued that the nation's cultural identity has suffered. The next topic I'll be covering is potential risks associated with expanding to Brazil for Costco. A few of the risks are that local rules and regulations have a legacy of comprehensively protecting local businesses and their employees, thus resulting in pushing out foreign businesses. Another factor is that corruption is another potential risk. Companies operating in Brazil must implement robust anti-corruption measures, actively promoting transparent and ethical business practices in order to stay vigilant to emerging corruption risks. Brazil imposes high taxes and tariffs on imported goods and services coming from the United States and other markets. Moreover, Brazil applies federal, state, and local taxes and charges to imports that can effectively double the cost of imported products in Brazil. Next. Lastly, I'll be covering a few implications for Costco. Foreign companies expanding to the market face significant challenges with skill shortages, high market entry costs, entity establishment processes, and a notoriously complex tax system. Since local regulations are geared towards benefiting local businesses, an implication for Costco is that its business strategy depends heavily on repeat shoppers buying memberships and retaining brand loyalty. Brazil's e-commerce market is booming with a growth of over 14.3% and should exceed the amount of $2 billion. Costco's investments in their e-commerce would need to increase in order to fit the demand for omni-channel that Brazil is currently experiencing. In order to successfully expand to Brazil, Costco would need to understand Brazilian bureaucracy adequately. An error and risk that most foreign companies make is that without familiarizing themselves with the Brazilian bureaucracy, organizations have had costly delays in operations, which has led to overhead. And I'll be handing the next role to my next group member.
Okay, so with the idea of opening the very first Costco wholesale in South America, and specifically in Brazil, understanding the industry the company is walking into, as well as the market that is present in the new host country, is just as vital. Costco being a bulk retail wholesaler that competes in the wholesaler industry brings in not only much competition, but many advantages. With their ability to retail high quality name brand items from appliances, electronics, groceries, and even quality services that are exclusive to membership customers, it has brought the name of Costco the reputation and the loyal customer base they have today. With the consumer trends, including the desire for the faster delivery times, personalized products and services, as well as the sustainable products and practices, they have brought their ability to respond by adapting and offering the expanded online presence, offering curated product selections, and even investing in sustainable initiatives. Before their ability to adapt and respond to the constant evolution of society, they have received a net sale increase of 5.9% in the year to date, an increase in net income of about 1.7 billion in the second quarter, with the membership fees growing of 1.1 billion. That both contribute to the rise of growth in the total revenue of about 12.2% growth in e-commerce in the year to date as well. Costco's present competition lies domestically and internationally and domestically already, but walking into a new country, they have yet to touch base in their local host country competition. Like their new companies, norms, values, and regulations and laws to first include, they already compete against domestically. They have some pretty big names to beat, like Amazon, Target, Best Buy, Home Depot, Aldi, and even Amazon. All these domestic competitors all hold a reputation and revenue just like Costco itself, but they come in as well substitutes when Costco does not meet the interests of society. Also, to look internationally, there are some name brands that are well known that also participate on an international range of business, like Walmart and their partner company Sam's Club, Kroger's, and even Schwartz Group. But since they are entering into a new territory, Brazil's local wholesaler retailer companies are also going to be new competitors to Costco as well. and then you can move on. After looking into the industry and who they compete against alongside the trends that are present, knowing the market potential Costco will hold in Brazil is just as important. Running a SWOT analysis, you can see strengths and weaknesses that Costco holds with the opportunities and threats that could become present as well. But with the idea of what the potential may be in the new country they have yet to open, may be a little bit more necessary. In the terms of the Porter Five's forces, you can get a much detailed idea of what Costco is up against. To start, they hold a strong force of new entrants, since low switching costs can come easily with the many other brands present in the same market. There are also moderate costs of doing business, which can become a barrier due to the cost differences in all aspects of opening and running a company. Another entrance threat can be the high economies of scale because Costco is such a company giant, the force trends to be a little bit weaker. Moving on to the threat of substitutes, the force trends tend to be strong because, again, low switching costs can come very easy to consumers with the contributing fact and threat of the high availability and the high performance to price ratio with the substitutes when compared to Costco. The next force comes in weak in the bargaining power of suppliers because Costco as a retailer makes so much revenue and holds such high reputation. The large population of suppliers, their overall supply, and the low forward integration cannot compare to Costco's generation of sales and their power as a corporate giant. The bargaining power of customers tend to be a little bit stronger because their main mission is for the customer satisfaction and where much of their earned revenue actually comes from. With the low switching costs coming in strong, it contributes alongside the high availability of those substitute and the high quality information that is at hand for these consumers when needed. Costco competing with the prices, what the consumers choose when looking for their everyday items can really intervene with their success. So to also add the competitive rivalry that is also included in the analysis would also come in strong force because there are such large quantities of these firms that also hold high variety will also come in low switching costs, making losing to these competitors not hard to come by. Looking at the Porter's Five forces hopefully can give a better understanding of the barriers that can become present when deciding to open the new location, but in hopes not to scare away, but to become aware of what can come and what procedures and precautions that will be needed for their best success. And then I will be handing it over to my next.
All right, so I'm going to be going over the relevant stakeholders, doing a firm level analysis. So the values, so bullet point A, right? So values of company shareholders are profitability and growth, market expansion, sustainability, and CSR. So shareholders tend to prioritize the financial performance. So expanding into Brazil, which is a large and emerging market, will increase Costco's revenue streams and market presence. Shareholders also value expansion that promises long-term growth and competitive advantage. So Brazil's already a growing economy, and the consumer market aligns with these objectives. And last but not least, sustainability and CSR, right? Many shareholders are increasingly concerned with the company's commitment to sustainability and corporate social responsibility. And so they expect Costco to uphold high ethical standards and engage in responsible business practices. To point B, the potential customers and the demographic analysis of Brazil. Brazil has about 215 million people who are middle-aged and young individuals. And the growing middle class in Brazil is seeking value for money, making them a prime target for Costco's like bulk buying and membership model. And then consumer preferences. Brazilian consumers are known for preferring high quality products at competitive prices. And Costco offers a wide range of high quality goods at lower prices through bulk sales and memberships, which could then attract these consumers. And the last one is going to be the market trends. There's a popular warehouse club called Atacada in Brazil, and it's evidence that 99% growth in this retail segment indicates strong potential or market potential. So Costco entry can tap into this growing consumer demand. Can you go to the next slide? And then the influence of government and international institutions. So Costco's going to have to worry about regulatory environment in Brazil, but the Brazilian government has been very supportive of the FDI. Costco will just need to navigate the local laws, import regulations, and business practices to ensure compliance and the smooth operation. There are also economic policies. The government policies aimed at economic stabilization and growth can positively influence Costco's business environment in Brazil. And they offer incentives like jobs and investment in local communities, which could also benefit Costco. And in international trade relations, organizations like the World Bank and IMF provide insights and frameworks that can influence investor confidence. So it will create like positive trade relations between the US and Brazil, and it will facilitate Costco's market entry, making it easier. And for the last thing I'm going to cover for the firm level analysis is the civil society perceptions. Brazilian civil society increasingly values companies that engage in ethical business practices and contribute positively to society. And Costco tends to have strong ethical sourcing, environmental sustainability, and community engagement. Sustainability is also another important factor. Environmental groups and consumers will expect Costco to implement sustainable practices. So things such as reducing their carbon footprint, waste management, and having responsible sourcing. And then social impact that Costco will have expanding to Brazil will be job creation and community development. And a civil society like Costco will be favored if it contributes to reducing unemployment and improving local economies. And the last thing is going to be the ethical issues, addressing any ethical concerns proactively, such as labor practices and being transparent, will help Costco build a good relationship and reputation in Brazil. And I'm going to be handing it off to my next presenter. Marcos, you're muted.
Okay, my bad. So I'll be talking about the current internalization strategies. So Costco is predominantly decentralized. Each regional team has the power to do what is needed to meet local cultures and the demands. So for example, there are 8 different divisions in America. So the first division is the Bay Area region, which covers the Central Valley to Reno, Nevada. And then they also have the LA region, which covers Los Angeles, Orange County, and Hawaii. And then they have the Midwest region, which covers the states like Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, and Kentucky. And they also have the Northeast region, which covers New York, New Jersey, and states over there. And then they have the Northwest region. And then San Diego also has its own region. So it's just San Diego and then all the way to like Las Vegas. Oh, and also Arizona and Colorado. And then there is the Southeast region and then the South region. So pretty much for the American states alone, there are 8 regions. So that shows, how divided they are, so they could focus on their, environment. And then so the rationales for strategy, selection. The internalization strategies Costco uses are great for the wants of the community of the nearby Costco. So Costco focuses on supplying products catered to the community. The strategy ensures that there is administration that can focus, on certain regions. It's very beneficial because every region has, different cultures, benefits in different cultures, and the benefits are quick responses, customer focus, and risk management. And then now I'll be talking about the marketing of the products. So the items offered at Costco are usually in bulk, and that allows, for low pricing, because, if you buy more, it's usually cheaper. And, it's good for families because a lot of families usually just shop at Costco. So it's good for them as well. And the products offered are usually local products. And, the products that will be offered in Brazil are, loved by the community. Costco does its research to ensure that, it's a local favorites. And also the food court can even be different. For example, in Korea, they have a bulgogi pizza, and in China, they have a shrimp katsu burger. So, you know, even the food courts are tailored to the community and what they like. As far as the pricing, Costco offers low prices on high quality items. So Costco likes to focus on, you know, offering high quality items. That's their thing at a good price. And also that will be included is the annual membership to enter the warehouse. So, you know, every Costco, you need a membership to enter. And also Costco has, you know, constant reduction of prices for the items. Each time you go to Costco, you know, you could see a different price on the item. So I think that's good. Okay, so places. So Costco places items are very, you know, strategically placed in the store. So, you know, Costco likes to place certain stuff at the beginning, you know, that'll get you they like to place the more expensive stuff in the beginning, so then it doesn't seem, you know, as expensive toward the end. So they, you know, they like to, they're very strategic with it. And also Costco also thinks a ton about, you know, the placement of the warehouse, so it can reach, you know, higher population of people, you know, so and then Costco develops great relationships with local suppliers. As far as the promotion, Costco has different memberships that allow more for savings. So Costco has, you know, different memberships for businesses, and they also have memberships, you know, for if you get a credit card, they allow, you know, if you spend a certain amount of money, then at the end of the year you get a check, and that adds to your savings from Costco. And I think people will love that in Brazil. And also, another form of promotion is Costco constantly sends flyers with the in-store sales. So it's very often that they have sales on the products and they get marked down. So then they'll send that, you know, in a flyer to people's houses or, you know, through the mail to get people to come to the store, and that brings a lot of traffic. And Costco also uses various other forms of promotions. Okay, and I will now pass it on to the next person.
So what does this investment mean for the company's future? By expanding into this country, the company will increase its market reach. Eventually, this can make the client base increase for Costco. Considering that Brazil does not have warehouse retailers like Costco, individuals will be highly attracted to what it will bring into the country. It does have like warehouse retailers. However, I think that Costco will be quite different compared to them. For example, just with the food court or things like offering a vision center like within the warehouses, I think that that's quite different compared to these retailers, which will eventually attract more people to coming to Costco. Additionally, another potential benefit to the company's future with this investment is the competitive advantage it presents. It'll eventually boost sales. Another important benefit the company will acquire from this expansion is the exposure it will have to new innovative ideas. With the expansion into another country or Brazil, like any other company, Costco will have to adjust to its culture, to the regulations, the morals, the values, and to the customer preferences. Therefore, Costco needs to come up with like new ideas to be able to adapt into this market. Having said that, I think that definitely also give Costco like a learning experience with these new innovative ideas. Next. So as for the entry mode, Costco usually uses a foreign direct investment entry strategy when expanding internationally. Therefore, the entry strategy that we will be using to expand into Brazil will be through a foreign investment strategy, specifically through a joint venture. We will be looking into finding a local partnership. Next. So this is our proposed timeline or our implementation plan. So although we did do a market analysis and an industry analysis for this project, once we began the once we began the expansion to Brazil, we'll do something more thorough so we can go on into our next step, which would be creating innovative ideas and analyzing our competitors and what they offer. Creating ideas that will set us apart from other companies is a good way to start. I think that Costco already does that, as I said previously, just with the food court. I think that's different and it will highly attract people. Also, we must adjust to consumer preferences, and this is a good way to just avoid ethical dilemmas, to adapt to just the culture in Brazil. And then our next step would be our entry strategy. I mentioned before that Costco usually uses or always uses a joint venture strategy. So we would be entering through a joint venture. So then we would be finding the adequate joint venture partnership. We would focus on choosing a partner that will help with our target audience. And we will definitely choose a partner with local expertise, someone who knows the market, but not someone who's a competitor to us. And finally, our marketing plan. Marcos talked about this a little. So it obviously comes with building a warehouse, it comes with advertising and just reaching out to even people who don't know what Costco is or what Costco really offers. And we would also bring low prices that would attract people and just kind of setting us apart from other competitors. And these would be our sources for our information.
Okay, well, I guess that's it.